Well, you've been here before. Time to do it again. Game 1 WHL Championship Series. How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, it's exciting for the kids to be in a situation like this. Being a young guy, a young kid growing up, this is something at the start of the year we talk about. Trying to get to this position and to be able to have a year like we had, and then obviously now to be where we are, it's a good accomplishment for our guys so far.
We know it's going to be a sold-out building tonight, but is there any advantage for you guys being able to kind of play the villain and try to spoil the atmosphere on the road in Game 1?
Yeah, we'd like to. For sure, we've done a good job on the road so far. We've played awfully well. We played with some good confidence so far. This environment will be a lot different. I don't think we've been seen this yet in our rounds yet, but we've talked about it already as a group. To embrace it, to enjoy it, and have some fun. And the biggest thing is control what you can control, and that's our game on the ice.
It feels like you guys have just been scoring at will throughout the playoffs, and I know it's not just the top line, but how have you seen Andrew, Berkeley, and Shea be able to elevate their game?
Yeah, obviously, being the older guys in our league, and obviously our big three that we talk about, their responsibility is obviously to score goals. That's what they're here for, and to put out numbers, but also be responsible defensively. But we've always talked about it all year long that we don't want to be looked at as a one guy team or through one line team. It's all about a commitment by everybody, a 4-line team and 6 defensemen, and that's the approach we handled all year. We've gone through a lot of adversity with injuries and all that. We've needed guys to step up through the whole season, and the playoffs are no different. And obviously those big three have done a very good job for us, and then we're going to expect it again in this series.
When you bring in a guy like Andrew, you know that making it here is the goal, and we've seen him come up clutch with those back-to-back overtime winners in the playoffs. What have you seen from him just in your short time as his coach?
Well, I think the bigger the stage, I think the more he embraces it. I think he's one of those kids that looks forward to these moments. It excites him. He seems to really rise his level of play in these moments. So going into this round, we expect the same thing.
And how about Berkeley Catton, who has kind of seen this team go through a full junior hockey cycle, and now he's chasing a single playoff run assists record at this point?
Yeah, obviously Burks he's been an exceptional player for us. He came in obviously as a 16-year-old and went through some tough times as a 16, 17-year-old. But that's junior hockey. Now he's in a year where we've had the opportunity to have a good year, and he's really embraced the situation. And he's a big part of he is our leader. He's a big part of this group to create offense, but also the way he conducts himself on and off the ice. To see him, it's great to see a guy like that to get rewarded with offensive numbers, but also to be in this opportunity.
How important is a quick start for you guys here, Brad? Starting on the road and the atmosphere, Tigers get that home ice advantage.
Yeah, we've talked about it. It's important. That's one thing we probably haven't done a good enough job of. In the last couple series is our starts. We've had a couple, but coming in tonight, obviously, quick Game 1, there'll be a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves. Hopefully at the start we talked about it. We keep things very simple and making sure we're prepared for a very, very loud crowd and embrace it and have some fun with it.
Andrew Basher, Caden Lindstrom going in for the Tigers tonight. What does that change for you guys, or what does that add to your guys' game plan?
You know what? It doesn't change anything for us. It probably changes a lot more for them with all 2 guys coming in, 2 guys coming out to control that situation. But we planned for this. This is something we talked about when we got it. Talked about the Medicine Hat Tigers was expect these guys back. So we'll be ready for Game 1.
How do you try to limit Gavin McKenna's opportunities?
Well, I think we talked about it all the time. He's an exceptional player. He's going to get his chances. The biggest thing is to try to close his ice fast, take away his time and space as quick as we can, but be responsible defensively when he's on the ice.
How much do you draw from the lone regular season meeting that you had against Medicine Hat, where you led for the bulk of the game, but you saw just how quickly that can evaporate?
Well, I think that's what we showed, was how quick it evaporated and how potent that team is. If we were up 2-0 with 10 minutes to go, and instead of being satisfied with the 2 goals lead that we had and play the right way, we wanted to get that third one, and they're a team that took advantage of that. We made the mistakes. They capitalized on it, and at the end of the night, they ended up with the win because of it.
We've also heard your team described as a group that can almost lull another team into a false sense of security and make them think they have a chance and take it away and convert on that. Do you think that kind of fits the identity that you've built?
It's not coaching. No, I mean that's we've given up some leads. We've allowed teams to score some goals, especially the last series. But in saying that, we've been able to score some goals and come back from those leads that we give up. But if that's the way it is, that's fine, as long as we're on the right side of it.
Is bubble crystal a thing?
It is in Spokane.